On the draw is not fantastic for us. This hand's very good, though. Get to go, like, Skymarcher into landing plus Bodyguard. Pretty reasonable. They mulliganed. We'll see what they do. We'll turn 1 land morale is their best possible start just against actual everything. They scribe to the top. Yep, best possible start it is. Wouldn't have it any other way, right? Okay. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and offer this trade for one of their 2 things here. I'm waiting to play my other thing out. Because if... yeah, so because they're taking this hit here, I'm actually gonna go ahead and play Legion's Landing, I think. So I can flip this next turn. And if they had blocked to make me sacrifice this or kill this, then I would have waited on this. The fact they kept this other elf makes me think they could have a finality or something like that in their hand. I'm probably just going to get in aggressively next turn. Yeah, I don't really have a lot going on here. Oh, could I have made this fly? I guess that doesn't really matter because I can sacrifice this to save it. I could have totally played 2 more things out, which is only 9, so that doesn't really matter. Yeah, they must have some kind of like big 6. I think because they didn't try and trade with this, I'm gonna read that it's not finality, and I'm gonna go ahead and commit all my threats to the board here. There's probably like a Vraska or a Carnage Tyrant coming down next turn. They have 2 Tyrants and a Vraska in the main. They could also have like a Doom Whisperer or Vivian Reed and just not have another land. No possibility there. That is not the heroic reinforcements I wanted for Christmas. So if I attack with everything, they eat this, take 3, 4, 5, 6. They go to 8. I am left with, I lose 2 things. I think I have to pressure them here so they can't use the Doom Whisperer as a surveil fodder. Putting pressure on their life total means that they can't surveil as freely. And like once they get to untap next turn with the Landmore Elves, they have a lot more freedom. They could also just like trade here. So do I want to deal 6 or do I want to save this? I think I just want to deal 6. So this dies. This leaves us in an okay spot if we draw Heroic Reinforcements, which is like one of our better plays at most points, so... They have a 6 mana card here, we could maybe be in trouble. I guess Heroic Reinforcement still like gets it done, right? Yeah, Heroic Reinforcement still gets it done if we draw that and they have a 6 mana play. There aren't a lot of board states that Heroic Reinforcement doesn't get it done through. So I think they're definitely a favorite from here, but we have draws that can win us the game. That's unfortunate. I guess it depends on what their last card is. This is makes all of their Explorer creatures go from just like okay to absurd. It also gives their Doom Whisperer a lot of velocity because it can give them more health back to surveil some more. Yeah, I like this attack from them. It's pretty good. They need to actually kill me, right? Like the 1/3 and the 3/2 kind of keep me honest on the ground. You get to attack with Adanto, but I think that's probably it's a History of Benalia. Okay, it's not the worst. So do I want to? Yeah, I think I want to pressure with this. Am I willing to pay 4 life to kill an elf here? I think so. Yeah, I think so. Takes them off their 6 mana. Yep. That is not good for our hero. The Benalia means that reinforcements next turn is potentially really good still, though. So they're at 10. If I draw reinforcements and they block 4 of my creatures, they take 8. It's less than 10, unfortunately, but I would get to gain a bunch because some of my things have lifelink, so they're not going for me. Oh, they're surveilling. It's a little aggressive. Alright, well, that makes the potential of reinforcements better, but if it helps them get to Find Finality, we're just dead this game. Yep. We get both the cards on top. That's not good for us. We're gonna save their Wild Growth Walker here. Reinforcements is lethal, right? It would have been short. But we wouldn't have died on the backswing. We would have died in the backswing. They kept another card on top here. If their top was potentially a blank, we could be okay here. But the fact that they kept a card on top probably means that we're done. Of course, they only have 4 mana now here, so like a lot of their other cards are less scary. If it's a Surveil creature, I guess. Or, sorry, a Surveil and Explore creature. Gives them a lot of leg. I guess Conclave Tribunal like puts us in this game. We like have Adanto first forward coming up the ground and like could eventually draw into something good. Man, it's so close to being lethal. I wouldn't be too surprised if they kept a piece of spot removal here. They don't have any Assassin's Trophies in their main deck, though, so that's good for us. Wow, this is aggressive. Do I just put them? They had to have kept a removal spell, right? Like this has to be a cast on or Vraska's Contempt in their hand for them to hammer their health total like this. But like I could get greedy here and like try and take the Wild Growth Walker and kill them, but they kept this card on top with a Surveil, so like I'm pretty confident that killing them is not an option here. Pretty confident that is not an option available to me. And Finality is off the board currently here. Maybe I'm just... Yep. Alright, so we need another Conclave Tribunal off the top. I like technically have this card checked with the Adanto, right? This is why post-board you bring in the Frenzies. You just need to be... Alright, I mean... Okay. So, you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Slow and steady wins races, Jap. Slow and steady wins races. They could have like a Vivian in their hand. I think I'm putting this card on Contempt or Cast Down. They've only cast 1 Contempt and like... I'm gonna get the removal spell out of their hand, because if it's a Contempt or Cast Down, that means they're not casting Jade Light this turn. I think I'm okay with this exchange. Yeah, this is okay for me, I think. It's like not amazing, but I think it's fine. It means I get to attack them for 2 here, which is nice. I would love a Dauntless Bodyguard, thank you for asking. I really wouldn't. I would love a heroic reinforcement or some kind of expensive spell like a Benalish Marshal, but and Adanto First Fort is really good. This card like punches the clock and goes to work. I'm gonna try and run the double block again here. If they drew another removal spell, I'm fine with this exchange again. This seems profitable for me. Maybe it's not profitable for me because of the ability to draw heroic reinforcements next turn. That seems less than ideal for me. So this will be attacking as a 3/5 next turn, which means if it attacks, I can trade 3 tokens for it, which is definitely something I'm interested in doing. So if they play Jade Light Ranger and attack, I'll be able to trade with it in combat. Yes. So now Heroic Reinforcements is lethal off the top. Yeah, Heroic Reinforcements is exactly lethal with the end step Adanto activation. 43 cards. Can I draw my best one? 1 in 10. I drew a land. A land's a lot like drawing my best one, right, chat? So I'm losing a token here regardless, so I might as well hit them. I might as well hit them for 3. Because like if I attack 2 here, they're going to gobble 1 up. And if I'm attacking with 2 of these, I can't block this as a 3/5 on the backswing anyways, so I might as well do this and get in my 3 free, or my 2 free points upstairs. So they'll eat this one. These 2 will hit here, they'll take 2, I'll go to 11. They're going to go back up to 14 next turn, though, which sucks. I am going to hold this land. If this was a post-board game and we had Frenzy in our deck, we would be in a spot to potentially come back in here. But the fact that we don't have Frenzy in our deck right now, because this is game 1, probably means we're not going to get through this. Oh, that's just vomit-inducing. Alright, can I draw my 3rd Conclave Tribunal, please? I am going to run the no blocks on this for this turn, I think. I can jump later. Alright. Okay, I mean that one's got flying, I guess. They're going back to a nice even 20. This is going up to a 3/7. Again, I could technically trade with this in combat. Their card quality is just so much higher than ours, right? We're just like never gonna be able to beat through. Post-board when we have Experimental Frenzy, we can kind of power through this, especially when we have Tocatli on our guard to like shut down what they're doing. Like make all these cards just not have text, basically. I'm just gonna save myself the headache at this point. Let's just go for the first game. Yeah, I think I'm set. Yeah, this game is fine. So this opponent is getting to board in 2 copies of Golden Demise and potentially Thrashing Brontodons. There's 2 of those, so I expect all 4 of those to come in. They have a Reaver Ambush and a Deathgorge Scavenger, which may or may not play here. I don't hate that they're just like trimming their top end. They also have another Vraska's Contempt, so they have like They have Assassin's Trophy as well. So they've got like up to like 10 cards that they could swap in. And I don't hate bringing a lot of those in from their side, just like pulling their curve way down. Like Doom Whisperer, Vivian, Carnage Tyrant, Vraska Relic Seeker, like all those cards are kind of clunky. It was a pretty unfortunate game for us. We had a couple of windows where heroic reinforcements could have broken open, and like my opponent drew their second copy of Wildgrowth Walker into like 3 or maybe all 4 copies of Jadelight Ranger. I don't actually remember how many they saw that game. It was at least 3. So I think if either we had hit the heroic reinforcements one of the turns that we needed to, or if they hadn't found the second Wildgrowth Walker, we probably would have been okay. But it's just how Magic breaks sometimes. The words of the greatest poet of our generation. Let's shake it off and move along to the next one here. Begin the ritualistic concessions to get the right player, the right person on the play here for the post-board game. I'm so glad I did up board plans before I started playing in this event. Seems decent. Oh, look at that! I'm on the play right from the start. This hand's actually very good. It needs another land in it, but it's very reasonable otherwise. This hand hits 4 lands in 4 turns, which is probably going to be a runaway. That's really good. Just like the actual best possible. Alright, now lands for the next 2 turns, please. Your 1/2 resolves. Alright, and then let's Dauntless Bodyguard the crap out of this Tocatli Honor Guard. That's not a terrible draw. Like a 3/3. The basic mountain would be kind of a sad draw here, but would be better than another spell. A white producing land would be excellent. Ding ding ding, we have a winner. Feels like they have a removal spell here, huh? Feels like they have a removal spell. They don't have any fungal infection in their 75, so I don't have to worry about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack with these. If they want to kill this and then like trade with one of these, I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, I guess this is less good because now they can eat. Maybe I'm supposed to leave the Dauntless Bodyguard back because now, yeah, now their next removal spell kills the Tocatli Honor Guard. Really, I'm super excited about this trade. They actually don't have that many more spot removal spells that kill this to begin with, so they probably don't have another one in their hand. They just want to, like, get rid of my flyer. You have a 2/1. I love the no animation. It's so good. Just like, no, no, no. Stop it. You've been a bad merfolk. No branch walking for you. You and your friends go back to branch walking school. They have another branch walker they're thinking about playing out here. I think if next turn I'm probably only attacking with Hunted Witness. Just because, like, I don't really care if this wants to trade here for that. I don't want to trade either of these for this, because, like, as long as this card stays in play, we're, like, pretty far ahead. They are actually missing their second black source for, like, Vraska's Contempt's their best way to take this off the table, and they don't have mana for that currently. This is my 1/1. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Oh, this was a free attack, right? For people wondering why I didn't make this attack, it's because I didn't compute that it was free. So, yes, I missed a point of damage. You are correct. I even explicitly talked about there being no fungal infection. They didn't have black mana up last turn either, right? one copy of Trophy in their sideboard. Save the Queen! Save the Queen! God save the Queen! Second black. Is it time for the final countdown? Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. That is just an elf. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Things are looking good for us now. Hopefully we can draw Tocatli on a guard and post-board games next, the third game here. See how good our Experimental Frenzy is. As long as this card draws like 2 cards a turn, it's usually good. Any 3+ card turns are just obscene. Everybody says 1 card, 2 cards. Alright, just 2 sad cards. Can I get a witness? That block, I guess they have 6 mana, so that block doesn't really signify anything. I just want to like take some pressure off the table. I was like, can that block read into Finality? But not really, I don't think. Doom Boy, sure. Like annoying, but not the end of the world. Skymarcher in my bin.
You should be proud to have come so far.
I'm gonna pick the Skymarcher up here. That way I can... This defends Ajani for a turn. So if they want to attack... And they don't really even want to attack, right? I'm gonna pass for a turn here. Probably trying to figure out how much health they want to surveil. Signing a playmat to send out to one of my wonderful people that stamps my YouTube videos with timestamps. Those folks are great. They're down to 7 here. I mean, I guess if they hit a Finality, we're in a lot of trouble, right? Yeah, not even. Like I get 3 things left over. Like if they Finality, they have an 8/8 and they kill Ajani, but like I hit them to 4 on the backswing and I still have Experimental Frenzy going. And like with the second Frenzy on top here, I gave it potential like blow this up into Conclave Tribunal the demon. So we're kind of in a good spot regardless here. Trying to think like what they could have that would be real bad for us. I guess Golden Demise could be bad. Well, I guess they're actually 1 permanent off of Golden Demise having City's Blessing. So like so long as whatever their sweeper does kills the Branch Walkers, I'm kind of okay with it. If they have land Golden Demise, wow, that's incredibly aggressive. Depending on what's on top of my deck here, my next turn might be Crack, Frenzy, play land, Tribunal this, Ajani plus on the Skymarcher smack them, because I assume this is playing defense with this. They could have the Finality though, so if they Finality, this goes to a 4/4 until end of turn, they kill this, and then next turn I still blow this up, Dauntless Bodyguard, Conclave Tribunal, smack them for a couple. This feels like a Finality turn. I feel like they wouldn't be as confident to go down to 5 if they didn't have that. Just Nebraska, okay.
Go ahead. Beg for mercy. I'm listening. An unfortunate casualty.
Okay. They've played both their cast downs, right? Yeah. So they have 2 cast downs. They have an Assassin's Trophy left somewhere. They shocked themselves. Oh, is this is the Golden Demise? That's what it is. The only 3 mana card they said they do for that here. Yep. That makes a lot of sense. So I assume Ajani's gonna eat it here. Let's see what's on the top of our deck for this Frenzy, whether or not I want to go to Tribunal this turn. Another Frenzy, that's really awkward. This card is not amazing in multiples, believe it or not. Yeah, I think I blow up Frenzy, Clifftop Retreat, Dauntless Bodyguard, Convoke, Bodyguard, Tocatli, Token, take the Doom Whisperer off the table, and then attack them for 2. Please protect that one. I'm gonna go and attack here before they know I'm Conclave Tribunaling them. I want them to have to make blocking decisions with less information. So like they might be less inclined to block if they think that they're gonna keep their Doom Whisperer. Alright, they're technically not dead on board because they have, they can gain 1. They neglected to float a mana there. Probably doesn't matter. They only have 6 mana cards in their deck. This doesn't ult till 9. So I'm definitely putting them to 1 here. I'm going to attack them for 4 before I play the Frenzy. They draw Vraska's Contempt. Brutal. I don't have anything that come off the top of my deck to be relevant here. Oh, I do actually. If I drew the well, I guess they had the removal spell, so it didn't matter. But if I hit, what's it called? The flippy card. The flippy card could have punished me there. Alright, so they're at 4, and they're not dead on board, and they're drawing another card next turn. And my heroic reinforcements are boarded out in this matchup because you just can't have too many 4s when you're frenzying through your deck.
Except me.
Need them to draw like running bricks here. I think God, do I have to love tap Nebraska this turn? Doesn't sound like a winning plan, but like almost feels like I need to. Yeah, if Frenzy's gonna do its thing, I probably want to love tap the Vraska, if only so that way I don't mistakenly die. So I'm gonna send this here, and I'm gonna send this up here. I just want to keep the Vraska from ulting. And like the difference between them being at like 2 versus 4 is pretty negligible, I think. So our frenzies were a little bit awkward there to start, but that turn really kind of just showed like the huge power that they have. Alrighty. Begin the ritualistic dance of getting my opponent on the first. Who's on first? What's on second? I don't even know who's on third these days. Your opponent goes first. Be on the first shot. That's so good. Please mulligan. Please mulligan. This hand doesn't beat a good hand, but it's like really fine against most mediocre hands. I think I have to keep this because it just goes double knight into History of Benalia on 3, but like if they Wild Growth Walker, they could very easily just run away with the game. They tank, so maybe their hand is sketchy. I can hope, right? Their hand is like missing a land, but has a good payoff. Alright, well, definitely offering this trade. Alright, well that's another night. So do I play triple bodyguard here? You think I play triple bodyguard? And then next turn I can Legion's Landing, attack with all 3 bodyguards. Legion's Landing, attack with all 3 bodyguards, flip the Legion's Landing. And then play the History of Benalia. Like, we're just never beating Golden Demise here, but like not all of our hands can beat Golden Demise. This is definitely not one that can. So, you know, if you got it, kill me. Sweet. It's a good turn for us. Huh. I think I'd rather get history going this turn. Tocatli's better against Golden Demise, but I think if they had Golden Demise, they probably would have played it last turn. I guess I could do this. Depends on how they block here. If they trade off both their creatures, I think I'm going to do this, because trading off both their creatures gives them a greater chance to have come into play effects. But if they only trade off this one, I'm going to play the History of Benalia, I think, because these two can't attack into a 3/2 anyways. Okay, yeah, since they did that, I'm going to go ahead and play the History of Benalia, I think. I just want to get this firing up as quick as possible, I think. Yep. That's a good one to know about. So they're not casting that next turn. So that's good. This is another night. I guess I'm gonna play this out. Am I gonna play this? So what happens? Let's say they play one more card out here. They block this, this, and this. Yeah, I'm just gonna go all in. Go. They block here, they block here. They take 8, 9, 10, 11. Plus any health they lose from losing creatures. It's like, what's the worst case here? Demon's bad for us. I guess Planeswalker Shoot Your Benalia is bad for me.
Would you like to see what's left of Scala?
Well, I had to say the words.
Get that out of here.
Alright, so need an Experimental Frenzy then. I unfortunately don't have, what's it called, my deck? Heroic Reinforcements. So I think I leave this back because this way when it dies from Finality, I get a token that's left over. So they're going to lose 1 from this exchange. They're going to eat this, and they'll take 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So they block 2, and they take 8. I guess I attack with this. They take 9. And this hits them down, so they'd end up at 1. if I attack with the Hunted Witness as well. Oh, they can't block the Hunted Witness, right? Well, if they block the Hunted Witness, I don't think they can actually block the Hunted Witness. Because if they block the Hunted Witness, they would block this, they take 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, and then this will die and they'll take the 11th point and die. Alright, so the Hunted Witness is actually a free attack here because they can't block it. They have to block 2 2-power creatures here. And I think we actually killed them through the finality here, right? So they block these two. This puts them to 10. They take 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. That puts them to 1, and then the finality makes a 1/1, and then this makes a 1/1, and they have 1 blocker, so they die. I believe they're dead through the finality here, so they need some combination of non-finality things, and Tocatli Honor Guard locks them out of most non-finality things that could save them, because it shuts off things like Wild Growth Walker. This is a really good turn. I feel like this turn really showed some of the, you know, like, these decks get a lot of free wins. That's one of the reasons why I chose to play it today. But there's things that you can count through and think about where, like, you know, we said, like, this turn was going to be good for us unless they had this, and they had this, and they have their best card in the matchup, arguably, but we still have play to what we're doing here and the decisions we could make. Like, at first glance, it looks like this attack is bad because they have the finality, but it ends up being a free attack with the way that all the math works out. And I think they're going through and doing the same counting I just did there and trying to figure out if they can block the Hunted Witness or not. Or if they can eat the Tocatli Honor Guard. If their last 2 cards are Wild Growth Walker... I say they could try and do this, and then this makes them take 2, 4, 6, 8. This makes them take 10 down to 1. So if they find they're like playing to their out of finding Wild Growth Walker here. But like, even if they find Wild Growth Walker, I'm like super wide here. It's like they need like Wild Growth Walker into Jade Light Ranger. Props to them for figuring out that the finality wasn't lethal. There's also factors in the need an untapped land, but like Vivian Reed is pretty likely to find them an untapped land, right? She takes 4 looks plus a draw step, so they get 5 shots on an untapped land. So I'm kind of just assuming that an untapped land is part of the calculation because they have so many looks at it. And even with this block, now if their Midnight Reaper dies, they're dead. So their Midnight Reaper can't die, and they have to survive the board. It's like none of their creatures can die as long as Midnight Reaper's in play, unless they have like Vraska's Contempt. I suppose they could have Vraska's Contempt in hand. They were kind of obligated to Vivian shoot down the History of Benalia, so they could have a Contempt. Are they dead through Contempt? So they Contempt a 2/2, they block 2 2/2s, and they take 5. So yeah, they're dead. They're dead through Contempt. So they need to have something that's not Contempt. Finality doesn't do it. Contempt doesn't do it. Wild Growth Walker into Jade Light Ranger could potentially do it, because that puts them to 7 and gives them 3 blockers. Yeah, Wild Growth Walker into Jade Light Ranger leaves them not dead on board. And their list is only playing 3 Wild Growth Walkers, I believe. Yeah, they're only on 3. They had 2 game 1 though, so it'd be a nice little bit of cosmic balance if they don't have any this game. Doom Whisperer. All right, so that's a concession Whisperer, right? Good games, opponent. Tiny white aggro, too strong. All right, so we're live for top 16. God bless.